Okay, I just wanted to make a quick video about what seems to be an apparent, and I want to stress this, is I'm saying apparent, which means I'm not entirely sure it is or not, but it seems to be an apparent color revolution in Venezuela. Right now, there's a lot after the election. There are allegations that Nicolas Maduro, the incumbent president of Venezuela, engaged in voter fraud. And now there are protests, and a lot of people are unhappy. There's a lot of commotion on social media. What's most important, though, is that Twitter seems to be instrumental in what seems to be, I'm not entirely sure it is, but seems to be, by our indications, a color revolution against Nicolas Maduro. And he specifically called out Elon Musk and Twitter. Twitter seems to be instrumental in what seems to be an apparent color revolution. And this is fascinating because everyone has been promoting Elon Musk as like this pro-freedom billionaire who's against like the intelligence community and is in favor of democracy and free speech. But if this color revolution is what it seems to be, then he is just as bad as all of the other social media platforms that help to overthrow people like Gaddafi. Even though Gaddafi was a dictator, he was still a victim of a U.S. color revolution. And what happened to him was ultimately unjust. And what happened to Ukraine, the Ukrainians were not even ruled over by a dictator. The CIA and International Finance Capital and these NGOs outright overthrew a democratically elected leader in Ukraine. And this is also happening in a lot of other countries. Like I said, what makes this even the most fascinating is that Elon Musk and Twitter seem to be instrumental in this color revolution, if it is what it appears to be. But Venezuela is basically one of the only openly socialist countries in Latin America. It was socialist under Hugo Chavez, and now it's socialist under Maduro. Is very rich in oil and gold. I believe it has the largest untapped oil and gold reserves on the planet. And it's been under sanctions for a long time. They've sanctioned it so they can't sell any of their natural resources, and their economy is doing very, very badly. I remember, I believe about 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, when there were new sanctions placed on them. There were news articles about citizens hunting stray dogs and stray cats and even rats, trying to feed their families, eating birds and stuff. It was very, very bad. It's very rich in natural resources, but it's very poor because of the U.S. embargo on their goods and their services. And it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I'll add some extra clips showing the protests and people that beheaded a statue of Hugo Chavez. Is very reminiscent of toppling the statue of Saddam Hussein in Iraq when he was overthrown, and they are displaying the severed head in the streets. Anyway, I'm going to post some videos, and I guess we'll all see what happens, whether this is a CIA-backed color revolution or not, whether it was election fraud, and whether or not Maduro will survive his term, or survive at all.